Hello, dear friends. Everything will seem darkest just before it happens. If you pay attention to the winds, you can predict the waves. Opinion piece. Red hot. Financial panic. The world trembles. Interesting situation. The storm intensifies. Unexpected resistance. On the brink of collapse. The situation has changed. Let's start. We are in an intense moment of upheaval, where negative forces are at their breaking point, using war and conflict as a means to instill more control over the masses, according to Commander Brilliant via Chilia Wilder. The Archons and their hybrid puppets have taken advantage of low-frequency emotions such as fear, anger, and despair. We are entering a new era, in which the bounds of the illusion of control are awakening, and spiritual freedom reigns. As this illusion crumbles, we will witness the revelation of many more hidden truths. This revelation is already happening, as courageous souls emerge with revelations about the corruption and manipulation that have held humanity captive. They have orchestrated a reality that confines the spirit, trapping us in an illusion. This matrix has served them well for millennia, but as is evident, the situation has changed. Now their iron grip on society has been broken, and this is where their power lies. They know their time is up, and that is why they fight to maintain the illusion. Every attempt they make to exert control is met with unexpected resistance. This collective awakening has sent waves of intense energy across the planet. As more people recognize the fabrications of the controllers, the illusion that has prevented a deeper connection with our divine heritage begins to unravel. Protection. According to Ismael Perez, the Coalition of Worlds is protecting humanity from the Third World Party. The coalition would intervene if world leaders fail to reduce tensions and the situation surrounding Iran begins to threaten a large-scale world party. Advanced civilizations are closely monitoring the situation unfolding on our planet. These benevolent star nations have long maintained a protective watch over Earth to prevent catastrophic events that could endanger humanity or destabilize the cosmic community as a whole. As geopolitical tensions rise and world powers maneuver for strategic advantages, the Coalition of Worlds operate under a universal principle. Planetary civilizations must evolve freely, but conflicts that could lead to extinction are not allowed. Reflections. According to Sananda, the end of times is not the end of civilization. It is the end of old ways. It is the end of the old illusion, the collapse of that illusion, and the transition to the new reality of our own making. Each and every one of you came here to be part of this. According to Bruce, it is crucial to remain patient and vigilant as we navigate these complex events. The path is not yet clear, and the timeline is ascending, but we can expect significant developments in the coming days. According to Kavamur, world events are leading us toward a global ascension. This is the plan of the Coalition of Worlds. The Pleiadians have always said that everything will seem darker just before it happens. It will happen in the blink of an eye. If you are reading this, you will be fine. Trust the plan. According to Kat Carroll, the solar flare reset describes a prophesied cosmic event in which a sudden burst of high-frequency light from the Sun or the galactic center triggers a planetary and spiritual transformation. Its proponents claim that this flash will activate dormant DNA, raise consciousness to a fifth-dimensional state, and initiate a collective ascension, ending the current era of fear and separation. It is speculated that the negative beams from the lower astral plane cannot survive in the new higher frequencies. According to Antonella and Werner, the field clearing is not instantaneous but follows precise markers. In their view, the clearing timeline will take place from 2026 to 32. In the current first phase, the masks collapse when public clones malfunction with premature aging and biometric dysfunctions. In the second phase, from 2026 to 29, a systemic disconnection occurs with the transition to the quantum financial system and free energy. The matrix life support fades. We will witness a silent and constant mass exodus. In the third phase, from 29 to 32, the dissolution and natural end of the 1,850 artificial lineages takes place. Earth will be inhabited by original beings and starseeds. Reset News. Judy Pinkton suggests that the final stage of a plan involving global control, possible blackouts and mass arrests have been activated amidst geopolitical tension. According to Ezra Cohen, preparations have been completed for a possible activation of the emergency broadcast system, which would be activated after the final phase of Operation Epic Fury. The EBS functions as communications override mechanism. It operates through reinforced satellite networks coordinated with Space Force infrastructure. The first transmission would announce the end of the operation against Iran and the beginning of a new phase of Silent Storm operation directed against Syria. The transmission would include declassified information, recorded confessions, and images related to ongoing actions. These reports remain unconfirmed but are circulating on alternative media platforms. The White Hats and the Space Force control the communications network. 10 days of darkness could trigger a complete transmission. Gold-backed accounts are being traded as we speak. Names you have waited years to see on TV are already being processed. The Great Awakening is not a theory, it's history in the making. Iraq is experiencing a nationwide blackout, the cause of which is unknown. This is reminiscent of Kuwait before its currency revaluation. The aircraft carrier Gerald Ford has disappeared from public tracking. When aircraft carriers go silent, they are in operational mode. Leaders of the Iranian regime are calling for surrender. Juan Osabin indicates that the storm against the cabal is intensifying. Cuba is heating up as regime change is negotiated from within. The dark side detests this leniency because it wakens its machinery of chaos. Silver is soaring and is expected to triple or quadruple its current price. The transfer of wealth continues. The wicked will fall and the righteous will rise. God is in control. This is a biblical reckoning. Fulford summary. According to Benjamin Fulford, Western civilization is in decline, and only a reset of the financial system could reverse this. A century ago, Europeans made up 35% of the world's population. Now we are at 8%. The financial system is designed to reduce the population. Food prices have risen 30% since January 2025. The Chinese have begun commercial production of flying cars that require neither a pilot nor a license. White Hat's economists are demanding a new Bretton Woods meeting to establish a new financial architecture that will allow the US to once again surpass China. Colonel Douglas MacGregor says the US will run out of missiles in a matter of days, while Iran has a much larger arsenal. Iran has attacked US, German, French and Italian military bases on the sovereign territory of at least 7 different neighboring countries. An interesting situation is unfolding, one that historians will analyze for decades to come. Sailors on the aircraft carrier Gerald Ford sabotaged their ship by putting shots in the toilets to avoid war with Iran. A European Parliament fact-finding mission to the Canary Islands noted that 92% of the new arrivals were men. Eric Trump highlights the impact of stable coins on the traditional banking system, democratizing finance and driving significant changes in monetary policy. Epstein case. Congressman Tim Burchett says the Epstein revelations will shock the world. He adds that what is being revealed now is just the beginning and that more shocking material will emerge as documents are investigated and released. He warns the faint of heart not to look at the photos. Don't even read the full files. Epstein files have just been found. 50,000 missing Epstein files have just been found. Attorney General Van Bondi has just been summoned before Congress. The reason? 49,718 documents were missing from the Epstein investigation. They weren't missing but hidden. What were in the missing files? Financial records linking 40 members of Congress, travel manifests from three private airlines that transported briefs to the infamous islands, intercepted communications between Ghislaine Maxwell and senior intelligence officials, and the medical records from the island's clinic documenting victims' injuries. Breaking news. Iran denies launching missiles at Turkey. Iran attacks Kurdish groups in northern Iraq. Azerbaijan puts its army on alert after a drone attack attributed to Iran. US claims to have sunk more than 30 Iranian ships. Zelensky threatens Viktor Orban and will not repair the oil pipeline. France allows US support aircraft to use a base on its territory. The Spanish frigate Cristobal Colon will support the arrival carrier Charles de Gaulle in Cyprus. Russia is considering cutting off all gas shipments to Europe amid the crisis. Brent crude hits its highest level in 2 years amid energy uncertainty. Mexico has the second lowest proportion of fixed-rate debt among OECD countries. Bolivia is torn between hydrocarbon extractions and environmental protection. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.